Welcome
Yeah.
to another edition of Gen Sports Corner, back at you for 8/4/2021. I'm your host, Jen, with my,
Co-
recent
Co-host,
co-host.
yeah,
Say that again, bro.
yeah, co-host Ryan from Ryan Sports Center. It's been
There
a
you
while.
go. Yes, sir. Welcome back, man.
Yeah, it's been a while, man.
Yeah, it's been a while, but we are in the midst of Eagles training camp, and the NFL preseason is almost upon us. So let's talk about what's going on, news, notes, comments, concerns, and let's start it off with Mr. Jalen Hurts and what's been going on with him in training camp. The good, the bad, the ugly, the great. What do you think?
I heard he has been improving every single week and every single day, and I heard he's been really progressing. And his arm strength has actually been the talks of the town of how it's been improved, and he's really looking good out there. So I really hope that translates into the season. I know it's just practice, but they're really hyping it up. So that, and then I hope him and Devontae Smith had a good connection once he comes out there, and to have that deep ball accuracy is huge when you have a guy like Devontae Smith, and that'd be great. So hopefully, like I said, translates.
Now with Devontae, he's going to have 2 to 3 weeks off with that MCL sprain. Do you think that he'll be ready to hit the ground running once he gets back? It will probably be week one.
Yeah, I think he'll be good week one. Considering he has a little bit extra wiggle room too. He has a little extra time to get running, so I think he'll be fine. Week one, I think he'll be ready to go, and I think it's more so. I heard it's more so precautionary as well. I heard it's not as significant as it's being said in the article. So yeah, I think he'll be ready to go, and I think he'll be a factor right away in this offense.
And I say that to segue right into the next point because there's been talks about Jalen Reagor struggling in training camp. And there was some news today coming out of training camp that I'm reading right now of, Nick Sirianni being amiable to the press and whatnot, but when he's on that field, he can get to barking a little bit, and he was barking in Jalen Reagor's ear while Jay-Z was, bumping in the background. So he's obviously trying to. There seems to be a sense of urgency with Devontae Smith out to really get this wide receiving core on point. He's been really harping on some mistakes that the receiving core has been making the past couple of days.
Right. Yeah, he's I think he's very passionate. The way Nick Sirianni is, he's I like him as a coach. But when you lose a friend like that, just imagine losing your best friend. It can take a toll on you. And I can definitely understand why it would take a little bit of a toll on him. So hopefully he snaps out of it though. He sticks in a positive light, and Nick Sirianni can get him out of that funk. And the teams are very supportive. I read in articles, so hopefully he can get it going. So but I don't. I'm giving a little bit of a pass on this one because losing a friend definitely can be rough.
Yeah, and I would assume that the team has resources where the players can go to, and especially when you have traumatic experiences like that, you need therapy. You need people to talk to be able to emotionally, mentally, spiritually heal from those things because they affect not just your play on the field, but you as a person in everyday life. So you can't let that derail the good things that you have going on for you right now. So hopefully he's able to process that, grieve, and then move forward. And hopefully there are some older guys on the team, some veterans that may have gone through similar situations, or even if they didn't, they could provide some guidance for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean he's struggling, but there's definitely a reason for that, and I think he'll break out of that and he'll be okay.
Yeah.
Now, with Jalen Hurts, I was reading some news notes today. So earlier, I think in the first section with pads, he threw an interception to one of the rookie linebackers. Let me see what his name is. Jacoby something. So Jacoby read the play. It was play action. He jumped the route and picked it off. So I mean, kudos to him. But the good thing about Hurts, I like that it said that he bounced back and he came back immediately and then hit somebody down the sideline. Let's see. He hit John Hightower down the left sideline on a go route after that. So I like to just despite sticky coverage by your camp star Zach McPherson. So I like that he had a short memory and is able to come back and make a big play.
Yeah.
So I have to keep a closer eye on Jalen Hurts, but it's nice to know because I don't even know why people doubted his arm strength. I liked his arm coming out of college. I liked his arm last year.
Right.
People talk about accuracy and whatnot, but look who he's throwing to. There's a two-way street there.
Exactly.
Now, the deeper you get into your career, the more savvy you become as a quarterback. It becomes a scenario where you make the receivers better versus the other way around, where the receivers are a detriment to your stat sheet. Like, you could put an Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady with a bunch of no-name guys, and they'll put up numbers and make them look good, as opposed to if you're a younger quarterback, you're still getting your feet wet and finding your way. Having a bad receiver core is going to hamper you. And, we had an historic season last year in the sense that we had so many injuries that it was just ridiculous. You're talking about your top receiver, no disrespect, but being Travis Fulgham at one time, who, we didn't even know who he was in the preseason, right? I don't even know if he was here, right?
Right.
I don't remember, but, you thought it was going to be Jalen Reagor, and then Alshon Jeffrey was out, and then Sean Jackson was out. So, like, you have this rotating door of receivers, and then you want to look at Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts and say, why aren't they doing this? It's like, it just boggled my mind. So, like, yes, I think Jalen Hurts adjusted completion percentage was second worst in the league, only ahead of one Mr. Joe Flacco, who has not looked good in training camp at all. They gave him they gave him $3.5 million guaranteed. He's looking horrible.
That's not good, man.
Not good at all. No. So, I say that to come back to the point that I think Jalen Hurts, with some continuity at the receiver position and 1 year under his belt, it's really going to help him out a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure, man. It's a huge boost for him. I just it's highly annoying when you hear so many people, like, I hear a lot of Carson Wentz, like, I guess I call Carson Wentz lovers. Mm-hmm. They seem like they hate the fact he's starting a quarterback because they love Carson Wentz so much. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, I don't know why so many people have this attachment of why they hate him even starting. Like, I even have a couple of friends who hate it. And it's just like, give the man a chance. Like, he was bad last year, and like, to your point, he was second worst, but look who he had to work with. Like, you know what I mean? And look at the team overall. You can't work with that kind of team, like, under those circumstances. It's hard to. You, like, try being in that situation and working with that. It's just, I don't care who you are, a quarterback. That team last year was hard to work with.
Right, and then you had no offensive line. You had a rotating door of. You had 13 straight weeks of a different offensive line. Lineup, right? Come on now, put anybody behind that line, and we won game down the stretch because of him, not in spite of him. People want to throw out the stats, and look, when the game was on the line, he started running. He put us in position. The fact that we were even thinking about the playoffs was a testament to him as a young rookie, even putting us in that position to think about those things.
Right.
So I just find it really baffling how people, it's almost like people, especially, it's the people that played football at any level. That's what astonishes me even more. How important it is to have a fully functional offensive line, and how quickly you can have people on your ass when they're not blocking for you.
Yeah.
Even playing PB football, because I used to play offensive guard on my PB football team, and we were pretty good blocking. But when we effed up, quarterback had no shot.
Yeah,
You just don't, man. And you take the speed of 11 and 12-year olds, and you multiply that by 1,000 with grown men.
yeah, man, for sure.
You just don't have time to do anything. Whether you're Tom Brady or Marino with a quick release, or whether you're Michael Vick with who's like a Ferrari on legs, right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
And even when he got pressure, he was still making some really accurate and amazing throws.
For sure.
And
Absolutely.
I'm not trying to come at Carson Wentz, but Carson Wentz was when in the 2017 season, he was one of the best quarterbacks against the blitz. And then in the 2020 season, he was one of the worst quarterbacks against the blitz behind a really bad offensive line. Whereas Jalen Hurts against the blitz was actually pretty damn decent, if not good.
Yeah.
So maybe his passing stats weren't great in certain spots, but you take the running stats and you factor that in, he was killing teams with his legs at certain moments.
Yeah, man, for sure.
So you give him a fully functional, healthy starting offensive line who they're going to be better by default because guys are going to be healthy, right?
Yeah.
So you have Lane Johnson back, healthy. Brandon Brooks back, healthy. Jason Kelce back, healthy. And then the real battle being left tackle between Jordan Mailata and Andre Dillard.
Yeah. Malata's got that on lock, bro.
Yeah, I know,
I think he
man.
does, man.
I think so.
Yeah.
What do you think about the competition?
I think I just don't think Andre Dillard has it, because if he had it, he would already shown it by now. You know what I mean? And he just hasn't really, I don't know, is it mentally? Like, I don't understand. Like, I thought he was going to be as good first round pick left tackle, but he hasn't shown me anything. He showed something. I forget what press conference it was. You brought this up on one of your podcasts, but he sounded really mentally not prepared for the NFL by a statement he said. I forget what he said, but it just didn't sound good. Like, it just sounded like he just wasn't ready. So yeah, I just think Malat's, Jordan has that position on lock right now.
I like what I saw from him in spots last year when he had to fill in.
Yeah.
And he's only getting better. We missed out on Villanueva, who went to the Steelers, and I believe he was here as a defensive lineman in training camp for one of those Chip Kelly years. It might have been like 14, something like that. And he transitioned from defensive tackle to offensive tackle, and he's 6'8", 6'9". And Mailata, in my opinion, is a little bit stronger and even more athletically gifted than Villanueva, and he actually showed that he's not just a raw prospect last year, because in the spots he actually looked really good against some good pass rushers.
Yeah, man.
So maybe this is the one that we actually hit on. So
yeah, man. Diamond in the rough, bro.
Yeah, if it comes down to it, Dillard isn't the one, and it just is what it is. But if you can find your left tackle for the next 5 to 10 years, you really don't care how you get there as long as you get that. That's like finding a left tackle and a quarterback are the two things that are the hardest things to do in football.
Yeah, think of the round you drafted him into, and look what you found in that. And for him to be able to transition to that position, be able to play the way he has played, I mean, regardless, like anything he's played after this, like say he messes up in a game, I can't take anything away from that. Like he's done a tremendous job. Like last year, like you said, last year he went someone up against some of the best pass rushers, and he did a good job. So yeah, I'm very excited about his future, man, and where this team can head with him at left tackle.
Right, exactly. So we'll get more into it, but this is going to be a very unique season because you only have a 3-game preseason and then you have a 17-game season.
Yeah.
And I was alluding to this last time in my last episode, that number 1 draft pick from the Colts is in jeopardy because Carson Wentz might not be back until, I was talking to a friend about this, he might not be back until 2nd, 3rd week of October. We don't know. Could be sooner, could be later.
What could it end up turning into? Like, if it's not the first round pick, what pick it could turn to like a second round or something? How's it work?
I think it might be a third round pick. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't want it to turn to a third round pick. Fuck that. He needs to come back sooner. He needs to
Well,
get
out
some
there on
kind
the
of shot.
wheelchair.
I don't know. He need to do something. Me and him need to have a talk, man. I might have to get a plane ticket in Indianapolis ASAP.
I don't know what's going on with him, man, but
I like
it's
the 3 first rounders, bro. Like it just sounds so much nicer. 3 first rounders.
it does have a certain ring to it, man.
Yeah, like so.
Let's just focus on, being successful this year. That it will be what it will be.
I like to see him be successful and get it on the fucking field. Come on, man. I
Oh man,
hate it. Like I just kind of hate it though too, because like it just proves the point. Like he is actually he's injury prone.
I know. I hate to say it, man.
I didn't want to say it, but it's coming. It's a coming conclusion. He's injury prone.
Yeah, you hurt your foot throwing the football. I mean, I know it's more complicated than that. You probably playing it wrong or whatever the case may be, but that's the way people are going to perceive it. It's like, damn, dude, like you didn't even get hit. You couldn't even make it to the first preseason game, and you hurt your foot throwing the football. Like you didn't kick a football, you didn't get tackled on your ankle. You threw the football and hurt your foot.
I know, man. It sucks because I was looking forward to telling all them Wentz haters, hey man, look at him, he's having an MVP season, and now look at him, he's on a fucking broken foot.
Well, he still could have an MVP season, but it might just screw up with our pick. So we'll see.
Fucking asshole.
Nah.
The crazy. I hope it gets better though, man.
The crazy part, I was just thinking about it. What was a week or two ago? They took down the Carson Wentz flyer or a poster on the side of Lincoln Financial Field.
Yeah.
But yet Nick Foles' statue and Doug Peterson's statue is still sitting out there. That's just bizarre to me.
That's not cool, bro.
That is bizarre. Like you would think that Carson Wentz poster would be up there until 2030, but like the lasting image is of Nick Foles. Like obviously Carson was the reason that we even got to that point anyway. But when people go and look at the trophy, they're going to, Carson might be long gone. Maybe he was a trophy with the Colts or whatever, right? But people are going to remember, like when people walk up 20 years from now, they're not going to see the poster of Carson Wentz or a trophy or a statue. They're going to see Nick Foles sitting up there. That's surreal to me.
He's not the reason we got that trophy. I mean, yeah, he is, but he's not at the same time. Like Nick Foles would have not put us in position the way Carson Wentz did that year. He was just phenomenal that year. You can't take anything away from him. He was MVP.
Yeah, I mean, over the course of a full season, having the footage, maybe teams would have adjusted quicker, but only having like the Raiders game and the Cowboys game, I think both of those games he looked horrible. Like teams didn't really have anything to draw besides like the shitty ass years with the Rams and then those two games. So like you just had 3 to 4 games of Nick Foles under a hybrid of what he did under Chip Kelly, and like teams didn't have enough time and enough footage to be able to adjust to that over the course of 5 weeks.
Right.
But if he had been playing for 17 weeks, then people might have had, they would have made those adjustments. They had more time to make those adjustments. So maybe they go there, maybe they don't. But I think it would. Let's be quite clear. Carson Wentz was the MVP of the league, even after going down with the injury. He probably still should have won MVP.
I mean, he should have. Yeah, fucking if the NFL was too busy sucking on Tom Brady's dick, like come on. He was second in touchdowns behind Russell Wilson, who had one more touchdown than him. 33.
Yeah, I mean, people forget how unstoppable Carson Wentz was that year. I mean, every week it's just like what we did to the Broncos that year. I mean, yeah, their offense sucked, but their defense was still the no-fly zone, and we fucked them up royally.
Yeah, Carson Wentz looked like babies with a pacifier, bro. Like
I know.
Unreal.
yeah, so he's always going to have my respect no matter what. But that's I just thought that was bizarre. Just you know, people you're going to have like the people that love him, like you said, that always going to remember what he did. You're going to have the people that are Carson Wentz haters, and they're not even going to remember Carson Wentz was even here. They're just going to see that statue of Nick Foles talking to Doug Peterson with the Philly play. That's just going to be bizarre to me. But we'll know the truth.
Come on, man. Like, come on. You remember? How can you remember Nick Foles and not Carson Wentz? Carson Wentz led you to that point. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I'm an Eagle fan. Need to get together.
Yeah, but on that note, let's segue over to the Sixers. And I just read an article talking about, let's see, with regards to Dame Lillard. And it states that the Sixers hired Damian Lillard's trainer, Phil Beckner, as a coaching consultant. What do you think about that?
I think that's a very encouraging sign that we can possibly get Damian Lillard. I mean, but my question is, with Melo going to the Lakers, do you think Lillard or follow?
Well, I don't know if they had the cap space because they just picked up Russell Westbrook.
Oh shit, yeah. I mean,
to have say that again.
This super team bullshit's annoying, bro.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
They have Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, AD, and then you have Dwight Howard went back home. I guess that's home now. And then they picked up Melo. So
I wanted Dwight back, man. I ain't even gonna lie. I thought he was a decent center for us.
He really was. I really love what he brought here. He was a great backup center. But on the up and up, they picked up Andre Drummond, so it was pretty much a swap.
Yeah, it's a good signing, man. He's a solid player.
I actually like him better than Dwight Howard. I think he's has a little bit more upside in terms of like the rebounding, and he gives you a little bit more on offense.
Right. Yeah,
so,
man.
He's giving the Lakers 12 and 11 last year. So, and we've seen Andre Drummond, with all the battles that him and Embiid have had over the years, especially when he was with Detroit.
He's scrappy, bro.
I know. Come on, man. Like Embiid, that's like one of his nemesis.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to squash that though, man.
Oh yeah, they will.
Yeah, man, remember those battles? They were like gato.
Well, they'll find a way to figure it out. Maybe he'll buy Andre some Chick-fil-A and they'll squash it or something like that.
Yeah, he'll get him a cheesesteak from Philly, bro. He'll forget about the whole thing.
Yeah, I think that'll smooth it over.
Yeah, can't go wrong with a Pat's cheesesteak, bro.
Pat's or Geno's? Which one are you going with?
One of the two. You can't go wrong either or.
I never had either one, so I don't really.
I had Geno's.
Yeah,
I never had Pat's, but I heard good things about Pat's. That's why I say they're good. But
I have to pick a day. Yeah, we got to go to a Phillies game. So
yeah, man, I'm with it.
That's what we should do. We should go to Pat's and Geno's, and you get a Pat steak, I get a Geno steak. We split it in half, and we both try it out, and then go to the game.
Yeah,
and
man,
we'll make the consensus there.
Yeah, I'm with it, man. Lock us down again.
Absolutely. Well, you like how I make these segues because I was actually going to talk about the Phillies next.
Yeah. That's true, man.
Because I really love the game. It was 2 nights ago where they had to come back win against the Nats. They were down 3-2. They gave up the 1-run shot in, I think it was they gave up a home run in the 7th inning. They went down 3-2, and then the 9th inning, we came up, got a couple of walks, and then Gene Segura knocked in 1 or 2 runs. And then Bryce Harper came up, got a walk, and then JT Realmuto knocked in some runs. So, we're down 3-2, and then we went up 7-3. I think we ended up winning 7-5. The reliever came in and gave up a 2-1 home run, but beyond that, they came back, man. They were clutch as hell.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just been hard for me to get into it lately because they've been such up and down, bro.
I know. I know, man.
It's frustrating. Like I ain't even gonna lie. I haven't even watched a Phillies game probably since I've been to a Phillies game.
Well,
Not even kidding.
just to get your, make you feel better, they're up 4-3 right now in the Nats in the top of the fourth.
They're playing right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I don't know.
I'm glad to hear. I just hope they get it together.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so they won on Monday. Ooh, okay. They won on Monday, that 7-5 game, and then they won yesterday 5-4. And now they're trying to sweep the Nationals today.
I like it.
Bring the brooms out.
They better bring the brooms out.
They're at least on a 4-game win streak. They beat the Pirates on Sunday 15-4. They derped these dudes, man.
Damn. Harper been good?
Yeah.
How's he doing? What's his looking like?
Check it
RBI
out.
wise and home run wise.
Oh, Harper had a home run yesterday, just to answer your question.
Okay. Good to hear.
He had a solo home run yesterday to put us up 5-2, and then we ended up winning 5-4.
Man, good to hear. Fuck, let's keep winning.
Yeah, Segura's been hitting too, man.
I don't know if I should watch now because then watch them start losing again.
You're probably bad luck, man.
Yeah, might be.
So Bryce Harper is hitting 301 and Gene Segura is hitting 307.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. That's good, man. What are you talking about, man?
I know. I'm being sarcastic, bro.
I can tell you this much. My career player on MLB Road to the Show. This season I hit 398 with 82 home runs and 160 plus RBI.
Fucking cheat code, bro. Holy shit. That's great, man. Shit.
You know.
What are you playing on rookie? Let me stop.
You can come see me on that game. You know what time it is.
Yeah, you're probably clobbering me, bro. I haven't played that game ever. I just haven't fucking bought, just never play it.
Yeah.
I need to get up on there though, man.
I need to get the new one.
Yeah, I heard it's good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, but yeah. Oh, and then Zach Wheeler. Zach Wheeler is he did he win yesterday? He's been on fire this year. He's been he's in the Cy Young conversation.
Oh shit.
He's right now he 8-4? Let's see. Okay, yeah, he won yesterday. He's 9-6. And he definitely should have some more wins because his ERA is low as hell. He is 9-6 with an ERA of 2.57, and he's second in strikeouts with 170 strike. Dude, he has 170 strikeouts already. It's crazy.
That is ridiculous.
That is crazy.
170 strikeouts.
Come on, man.
I need a sip of my water after hearing that shit. God damn. 170 strikeouts.
I haven't seen all the games, but I can only imagine that he has some losses because of blown leads if his ERA is that low.
That's ridiculous, though, bro. I never heard such a number. 170 strikeouts. Keep it going.
Yeah, because we're in August and then September. I mean, 200 is already like a huge benchmark for a pitcher, and you're you're almost there in the beginning of August.
Right.
I'm looking here. Because he all right, so like on the 29th, he picked up a loss, and that was a 3-1 loss. And he went 7 innings and only gave up 3 earned runs.
Yeah.
So yeah, he is turning into the pitcher that we were hoping when we signed him last year. Like he had a solid year last year. And even with the Mets, he wasn't a superstar, but he was part of that rotation, with Syndergaard and Matz, and who else was it? One other person. Damn. They were all flamethrowers though, right?
Yeah.
And he was that flamethrower who had some stuff, but he hadn't broke through yet in terms of being a star. And it seems like now he is starting to break through to being a superstar, and hopefully for the next 2 to 3 years he can be that guy along with Lola.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
hopefully.
yeah, and then with hitters in scoring position, his WHIP is only 1.03. So
Mm,
that's ninth in the majors. So he's been phenomenal.
damn.
Um, just
I
saying, I'm assuming these stats are ranked off of the entire majors and not just the National League. But like I said, the WHIP is ninth in the league according to these stats. The ERA is seventh in the league, 2.57, and then the strikeouts they're second. I mean,
right.
who the hell has more? Because I've seen like one or two games with him, and so yeah, like some of the breaking stuff he has is just filthy this year.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. 170 strikeouts, though, man. Jeez.
Yeah. So I think the Phillies are 2 games back or something like that of the Mets for the division lead right now.
Hmm.
So they're really turning it up, which is good to see.
Yeah, it's like very encouraging.
Oh, actually, they are 1.5 games back of the Mets right now.
Wow. What's their record?
We are 54 and 53.
Oh, okay. So we have a winning record by one
Yeah,
game.
our division is not really that good right now. Because
Right.
Milwaukee's 21 games over 500, and the Giants are the Giants and the Dodgers are both 20 games plus over 500. And I mean, the Mets, they're barely 4 games over 500, and we're 1 game over. So, because we played less games. I
Hmm.
mean, excuse me, we played one more game, but we're right there neck and neck with them.
Yeah, I dig it, man. Keep it up, and hopefully we'll be talking playoffs come that time.
Yeah, and what's kind of astounding to me is you look at the Braves; they're 1 game behind us. And you look at like the other divisions, like Milwaukee in terms of like runs scored versus runs allowed. They're plus
Right.
91, right? The Giants and the Dodgers and even the Padres, they're like damn near they're plus 100 and even more in terms of runs scored versus runs allowed. But you look at the
Yeah.
top of the NL East division, the Braves are plus 54, and yet they're in third place. But the Mets and the Phillies are minus 17 and minus 11 and minus 17 respectively, but they're ahead of the Braves, which makes no fucking sense to me.
Yeah, I can't even fathom that, bro.
How are you averaging? Like, how's your differential significantly lower? Like, you're talking about the Mets and the Phillies have given up a combined 28 more runs than they've scored versus the Braves have scored 54 more runs to their opponents, but yet they're behind both of us. I can't wrap my head around that.
Yeah, that shit's wild, bro. I
It,
don't even know.
it must be. I haven't looked at the Braves record, but it must be recent where they just been getting like bombed out or something like that for them to be that far back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they have to be.
Because like if I can remember correctly, they were ahead in the division by like at least like 5 games early on, right?
Yeah, yeah, I
Unless I'm
think so.
tripping. Yeah.
I think they were.
Oh well, tough luck.
Yeah,
Fuck
right.
them.
Yeah, fuck them's right.
Yeah, so Phillies are doing good. So, I've been keeping an eye on them, but like you said, they've been frustrating because the bullpen, that's really what it's been the past
That's
two.
really the issue. I think once they find a solution to that bullpen. I mean, I don't think it's obviously going to be this season, but I think that if the all season we have time to address the bullpen. So if we do that, and within the coming years, we have an opportunity to grab a championship, bro. Like,
Mhm.
gotta fix that pen, man. We have the offense. We just need that pen.
Right, right. So the only way to somewhat remedy that is they made a trade for a lefty who's been on average eating up about 5.8 innings per game. So they're trying to somewhat mitigate that this year just by I wouldn't compare him physically or style wise to him, but when we won the World Series, we picked up Joe Blanton, and everybody was like, "Who?" Right? Because there were a couple arms on the market, and they picked up Joe Blanton, but they picked him up because he was able to eat innings. He wasn't necessarily anything special in the round, but he was very consistent. He could
Right.
locate consistently. his stuff was consistent, even though it wasn't like lights out stuff. He was consistent with it. And
Right.
he could give you a solid 6, 7 innings. So even if the bullpen was better then, but even if you got to the bullpen and you were kind of shaky there, you might only have to deal with 1 or 2 innings from the bullpen before you got to Brad Lidge, right? So
Right.
that's the hope here with their acquisition at the trade deadline. And they needed
Right.
another lefty as well. Anyways, they don't have many, if any, right?
No, for sure.
And I mean, who are you going to depend on? Vince Velasquez? Really?
Hell,
No,
nah,
that's
bro.
it's like
He needs to get off the team, bro.
it's like eating Taco Bell or White Castle. Every out's a coin flip, man. Like you don't know what the hell's gonna
Yeah, that's a Bay version of Taco Bell, Vince Velasquez, man.
happen. Yeah, so we'll see how they do going on the stretch. But I do like some of the pickups they had. They got Alvarado. That was a really good pickup. And they have, I don't know if they have Hector Neris at closer anymore. I think they might have moved him to the setup guy. I have to double check on that. But they've been making some adjustments here and there, and it seems to be working for them.
Yeah, that's good, man.
And then, you know, lastly, I talked to my boy John about this last week. The Flyers made a lot of moves last week. They really shook it up.
Yeah,
They cleaned house.
yeah, as well as they should have, man. We need some. They've been doing a lot. I heard with a defense,
Hmm.
and which is something we needed for sure, man. So hopefully these moves really pay dividends.
I would. I like the moves they made, and they had to give up some draft capital. But the one that I like the most, and they got 2 other really good defensemen, but I really love the Ryan Ellis move.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a top level defenseman. And you finally have somebody to pair up with Ivan Provorov, because that was the question last year. You had Provorov, who was like, okay, we know what we're getting. He's an ascending superstar, and then after that, so much damn inconsistency. Goss is
yeah,
fair, a scorer, but like the key word in the position he plays is defense. His defense was lacking. He had
that,
too many plays where, whether it's between him or Sanheim or Hake at times, they would have really boneheaded turnovers within our offensive zone, and you have two-on-one breakaways against Carter Hart, and you're wondering why you're giving away these stupid ass goals. Can't have that.
yeah. Carter Hart can only do so much, man. The one thing I was kind of disappointed in was giving away Nolan Patrick. I was a little disappointed in that. 'Cause I don't know. What do you think?
I understand where you're coming from, but I think they have the offense. The offense is not really going to be their issue. I think the defense by far they had to fix that, and Nolan Patrick was a premium that they paid. In my opinion, I like Nolan Patrick, but one, the injuries were a concern to me, and then two, um, I don't know what his ceiling is. It could be superstar status, but he seemed like he was really good, but I don't know if he was exceptional in any one
Right.
area. Like his scoring, he's definitely crafty. Don't get me wrong, but to be able to get a guy like Ryan Ellis, um, I'll take that trade off.
Yeah. Yeah, man. He's definitely a really good player.
Yeah, I mean,
So
because you have Giroux, you have Coots, you have Konechny, you have a plethora of offensive scorers.
yeah,
You really need that defense because they were suffering last year.
yeah, man. That's the problem, man. It was unwatchable last year. I couldn't even watch a game anymore. Like I watched it to like I think after maybe 25 or 30 games, and then I'm like, all right, let me stop. I couldn't take it anymore. But like my heart was bleeding, bro. Like
Yeah, they look like the Mighty Ducks out there, except for you never got to the end of the movie where they got good. You were just stuck in the first
they
half.
were the Disney version, bro. I'm talking about the Disney Plus version of the series that just came out of Kids of the Mighty Ducks. That's how bad it was.
Damn, man.
It's like, come on.
Yeah, that was tough to watch. Like I said, I
Okay.
always make this comparison. The Flyers defense reminded me of the Phillies bullpen. It was just
Yeah, good
a
comparison.
train wreck.
Yeah, fucking trash cans. It's
Yeah, so I'm actually excited about them now because they've actually cleaned that up. Like I said, Ryan Ellis is
a good sign, man. It's a really good sign.
hell of a signing. Hell of a
Like
signing.
you can't not be excited about that, man. That's just
Right.
it's
So
good.
now,
Exceptional player.
so now you have Ryan Ellis and Provorov in your first line for defense. And then they picked up the other dude. I can't remember where he's from, but he's a good veteran and he's really good on the penalty kill. So that's another big signing on defense.
Mhm.
So you're gonna have that top line. So imagine you have Giroux, Konechny, Couturier, and then you have your defensive men as Ryan Ellis and Provorov. It's a hell of a first line. And then
Yeah.
you can mix and match with Sanheim and Morin and the rest of the. And then I'm forgetting the names of the other pickups they got because they had to trade some draft capital for those guys, right?
Right.
It is what it is, but I love the moves. You have to pay something to get something when it comes down to it. It's
Yeah.
just the name of the game. And
Yeah.
they were able to clear up some cap space with Voracek. Voracek was and they traded Gossesbear, right? So Gossesbear was $4.5 million, and then you traded Voracek.
Right.
I think I can't remember if Voracek was for Ryan Ellis, if that was like a player swap or not. I know that Gossesbear that was just for picks and whatnot, but I think the Voracek one was for Ryan Ellis. I might be wrong with that, but
I'm about to look.
yeah.
Fuck it. Hold up here. Let's see. So, what was it?
Voracek trade. Wow, he was here for 10 years. That's crazy. It didn't even seem like he was here that long.
Wow, that long?
Yeah, I was thinking like 6 or 7. Like, wow. Okay, yeah. So that's who they got back for him. Philadelphia Flyers trade Jacob Voracek back to the Columbus Blue Jackets for Cam Atkinson. Cam Atkinson, hell of a pickup.
Yeah, Ellis was traded basically for Phil Myers and Nolan Patrick.
Yeah.
So that's an upgrade, bro. Majorly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And Cam Atkinson, Atkinson comes at a lower salary. So he's making 5.875 million versus Voracek's 8.25.
Yeah.
And he's a winger. So you swap them out. And so I like that trade. I like that deal.
Yeah.
So they've been shaking things up quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so we'll I'll keep an eye on that moving forward. And then like I told people, my next episode is going to be talking about the boxing world with Manny Pacquiao versus Earl Spence, and then what's going to happen with Deontay Wilder.
Manny Pacquiao and who?
Earl Spence.
That's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, that's going to be. It's a pivotal moment because if Earl Spence wins, it's going to catapult him into superstardom.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And if Manny Pacquiao wins, he's already a first ballot Hall of Famer. But if he beats Earl Spence, one of the best people at 147, he's going to cement himself ahead of, or in the conversation with some of the all-time greats we think of. I mean, you're talking about like he'll be like damn near close to Muhammad Ali status, and guys that he already is up there, but like in my opinion, that just is going to separate him from everybody else in this past 1 to 2 decades in terms of what he's accomplished.
Oh, for sure, man.
He's 43. If he puts hands on this guy and wins, it's crazy. Yeah, so that fight, and then the Tyson Fury Wilder third fight got postponed because there was a bug breakout. You know what bug I'm talking about. I try to like keep the ding words off of the YouTube platform. So the bug spread through Tyson Fury's camp. So I don't know what's going to happen, when that fight's going to be happening again or whatnot.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever rescheduled.
Yeah. So that, and then there's a third big fight on my radar, and that's between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk is a real one, so that's very intriguing to me. I don't know how Usyk is going to hold up at the heavyweight division against the top guys, but
Mhm.
at 185, I think that's who he was at. At 185, he was just a phenom. Like he was just too good for everybody there. He was undisputed there. He had all 4 belts, and then he moved up to heavyweight.
Right. Hmm.
So this guy, in terms of pure boxing skill, the Eastern Bloc fighters, he's like a heavy version of Vasyl Lomachenko, in my opinion.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so Anthony Joshua definitely has a problem on his hands. So that's actually very intriguing to me. I'm like, man, I want to see Joshua fight Fury, man. Like I want to see him fight. But then he said he's gonna have to defend against Usyk. I'm like, ooh, okay,
Oh
that's
shit.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll be talking about those next time, and
All right.
yeah, and then we'll talk more about the Eagles and just keep a training camp update, because I'm really curious to see how Jalen Hurts progresses, because
Yeah, me
this
too, man.
is year two. Year two is always the year that's supposed to be that springboard, right?
Yeah.
And especially with him having a new coach and whatnot. I want to see how they do that. And then obviously I'm gonna have to cover my Raiders as well. There hasn't been a whole bunch coming out of that camp. One of our D linemen is having a phenomenal camp from what I've been hearing. A
Oh,
defensive
yeah.
end. Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Oh, Max Crosby is having a phenomenal camp.
Oh, shit.
We
Huh.
need, yeah, that's somebody I'm keeping my eye on. And then obviously I want to see what's going to go on with Derek Carr and that connection with Henry Ruggs in year two. So like the Ruggs regular comparison is always going to be there, at least in my mind. Like you're talking
Yeah.
about 2.42 speed type guys, and
Yeah.
there was both somewhat underwhelmed last year, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Ruggs had his moments, but he was injured a lot, just like Rager. And I'm trying to see the progression between both of them. So there's going to be a parallel between those two with me.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, so we'll see. But
Yeah.
that's it for this episode. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
Any
Yep.
last news and notes, things going on with your podcast and on with you?
Nah, man. I'm just sticking with you, bro. This is a
No doubt, man. We're gonna be right back at it, man. Appreciate y'all for all the support. Anything that you want to hear us talk about, leave comments in the section below, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, and we'll holla at y'all, man. Until next time. Peace.
big